The morning unfolded like any other, but there was this heavy tension lingering that I couldn't shake. I had already known the truth for a long time. The subtle changes, the secretive calls, the unexplained late nights. Caroline thought she was being clever and invisible with her affair. She believed she couldn't be caught. But I had been sitting in silence, taking note of everything, collecting the evidence piece by piece. I wasn't angry yet. I wasn't hurting. I was patient, letting everything simmer until the moment became undeniable. And as she walked into the room that day, relaxed and unaware, I realized this was that moment. She finally asked me, almost timidly, as if she already feared the answer, "Why don't you want me anymore?" Her voice carried fear, confusion, and this tiny flicker of hope, like she expected me to reassure her again. But I wasn't that version of myself anymore. I saw it, the panic in her eyes, the slow breakdown of the cockiness that allowed her to betray me in the first place. I smiled slowly, not mockery, not bitterness, but controlled smile that showed I had regained power. And I answered calmly, "Because you already handed what belonged to me to someone else." Every syllable was intentional, honest, final. Her reaction was instant. Her expression froze. First she looked confused, then stunned, then panic slowly took over her entire face. She understood right away that my calm wasn't blindness. It was clarity. My patience wasn't weakness. It was strength. For a few seconds, she looked like she couldn't breathe, couldn't form words fast enough to escape it, couldn't blink the realization away. "I didn't mean for it to happen," she whispered, as if that could reverse anything now. But I didn't need to argue back. My silence was louder than any defense she could have given. I didn't need to justify myself. Everything was already proven just by the way I stood there, steady, collected, unbroken. She searched my face desperately for softness or vulnerability, something she could cling to and manipulate back into her favor. But there was nothing for her to grip onto. My eyes showed the reality of someone betrayed, but not destroyed. The room felt smaller around her as her confidence dissolved. The woman who once controlled narratives now shook under nothing but truth. Every imagined path to reconciliation disappeared. Minutes dragged brutally. Her body trembled under the weight of what she had done. She finally realized that the silent collection of facts, the patient watching and the calm control of the betrayed person, could tear her down much more effectively than screaming ever could. She never respected the power of steady restraint until it hit her like this. Her apologies eventually came, broken, soft, genuinely honest in a way she almost never allowed herself to be. She tried justifying it, smoothing it over, but nothing she said changed anything. The damage was permanent. The lesson had already landed. By the end of the night, she was defeated, quiet, and painfully aware that nothing would ever return to how it was. My calm had been the weapon she couldn't defend against. She learned the hard truth. When you give away the sacred trust, loyalty, devotion, you create a void that can't be repaired. I left with silent closure. I didn't yell. I didn't debate. I didn't chase her. The calm truth itself was a final strike. Stronger than confrontation, deeper than begging, and more satisfying than revenge. She had to live with the consequences she created, while I kept my strength, my dignity, and my control. And that alone carried me forward long after the night ended.